What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today's gonna be a little bit different of a video. I had some of my friends send in some questions, just like a little Q&A type deal. Just gonna talk a little bit more about myself, the channel, the car, all that kind of stuff. Go on a little bit of a drive because I just got my inlets installed. So yeah, that's what we'll be doing today. It's a little hard to get these driving shots because I don't have a GoPro or anything. I just got this big boy camera. I don't know if you can see that. All right, I made it out here to Utah Lake. I think this is Utah Lake. I still don't know Utah very good. There's like 4 lakes and I can't tell the difference between any of them. But I'm just gonna jump right into the questions and get it over with. There's a ton of bugs out here. And I don't know if they bite or anything. I'm kind of scared. Okay, so here's a couple questions from my boy Gag. I'll put his Instagram like right here or something. He asks, what are my plans with the BMW? What's on the to-do list, kind of a thing. I mean, first things first, probably the soonest thing I'm gonna fix is the wrap, because the wrap's just not finished. I still have this door handle, the gas cap, both side skirts to do. And I believe that's about it to finish on the wrap. I know we're gonna redo the hood because I did not do good prep work at all. I got really lazy with the hood and it doesn't look great. On the to-do list, the thing I really want to do next is I really just want a big wing. I just like big wings. I think they look cool. You can call me a ricer if you want. I mean, my car's hot pink and it's really slow. I'm already like as rice as it gets. But I mean, let's say money is no object. 100% I would do a wide body next. My car makes pretty decent power right now. And I kind of want to stay out of the engine bay for a while just because those inlets were a nightmare and I never want to do those again. But performance wise, 100% new turbos. Probably something like a pure 600 or something like that. Just something to upgrade the twins, make them have a lot more power. I mean, fuel work is up next too, but another question he asked is, am I happy with where your car is at this point in my life? Yes, I'm more than happy with where my car is. Being able to be 19 years old and drive something like this, even though it's an extremely cheap car and pretty much anybody that can get a loan can afford one. God, there's so many bugs out here. I'm more than happy with the car right now. Let's see, up next, another question from Gag. He asked quite a few questions, which thanks to him because nobody else asked me anything, so he's giving me more content in this video. Fastest I've ever been in my car. That's a really easy question for most 335i guys that are insane. Most of them is 155 miles an hour, on track, of course. These cars, if you know anything about these cars, you know they're limited to 155, and unless you put M3 gauge clusters in, the gauge will only go up to 160. But if you put the M3 gauges in, it goes up to 200, and I doubt the 6-speed transmission has enough gearing to do something like 200 miles an hour. So yeah, 155 is what I topped out at. I did that when my car was completely stock, which is a terrible idea because with the XIs, the front end sits higher than the rear because of the front differential. There's more weight in the front end, and so it sits higher. It's very scary. The front end floats a lot, and it's not a good idea for anybody to be doing. The next question from him is the fastest car that I've raced and won. But most of the cars in this area are WRXs and Focus STs, those kinds of things. Nothing really impressive. No offense if you drive a Focus ST or a WRX. I don't care what you drive. I love cars. But I think the fastest car that I've ever raced and won was probably a Challenger RT that was tuned. That's the fastest thing that just comes to mind right now. made like low 400 wheel horsepower. Challengers are slow anyway, so it's not that impressive. This car's not very fast. It makes a lot of torque and it sounds fast. It makes cool turbo noises, but this car's not extremely quick. The next question he asks is the fastest car I've gone against and lost, and that would probably be Adam's Corvette. Adam's Corvette weighs 3,100 pounds and it makes mid 400s on horsepower. So me and him are probably roughly the same on horsepower, but my car is so heavy that it'll never keep up with him unless I step the game up a little bit. So I'm just gonna go ahead and try and find a new area to film in. I don't know if you guys could notice, but I look like a crackhead swatting away imaginary enemies because of all the bugs that were there. I don't know what's going on in this area. It's probably something to do with the lake and the humidity and the time of the season and whatever. All right, I made it to the new spot. Shouldn't be doing my invisible karate anymore. I'm trying to get away from those bugs. But just a little bit more about myself. My name is Chris. My social security number is, but for real, my name is Chris, and really I'm just completely obsessed with cars. If you couldn't tell that already, I mean, you know, that's kind of what this YouTube channel is about. Really, my goals with this channel is just to kind of have fun with it. Back in 9th grade, I took a video production class and I just really liked it. I enjoyed making videos. I really like the editing part. Kind of put your own personal spin on it. You guys will notice. In a lot of my videos, I just kind of insert jokes everywhere. You know, clips from Fast and Furious, extremely loud noises whenever I do something stupid, stuff like that. I just like to have fun with it and appreciating a lot of the positive feedback. A lot of my friends have been saying nice things about these videos, even though I think they're complete garbage, but I mean, they'll only get better the more I try, the more I do it, kind of a thing. I mean, I'm just gonna stick with it. I'm just gonna have fun with it. If it leads somewhere, cool. If not, I mean, I'm still documenting my build progress, and that's always really fun to look at. One of my biggest regrets with this YouTube channel is not documenting this car build more, because if you look at the very first video that was ever uploaded on my YouTube channel, was that car wash video, and this car was completely stock. I don't even think it had intakes on it, and it's got wheels, coilovers, it's full bolt-ons, it's pink now. It would have been a lot cooler and a lot more fun if I would have documented that whole build progress, and that's kind of the main reason why I started in the first place. Is like, I seriously doubt this will ever go anywhere. I doubt it'll ever be millions of subscribers. I doubt it'll ever be like Stradman buying a Bugatti, anything like that. Really, I want to document this build progress. I want to document any other cars that I get. I want to just document, you know, me having fun with the boys, me and the boys going and doing dumb stuff like we always do. Driving recklessly through a school zone, that kind of stuff. So I know this video hasn't been too like heavy on the jokes, heavy on the ha-has. Something I just really wanted to touch base on is I entered this car into a car show last weekend just for the fun of it, to show it off. The number one question I got when people were walking around looking at this car is just why the color pink. And if I'm going to be completely honest with you guys, the real reason is just because it's different. You know, I've spent a lot of time looking at a lot of different E92 builds, a lot of different colors, trying to find something that nobody else had really done before. Not because I'm special or the car's special or anything like that. It's a 335i. This car's maybe worth $8,000 if I'm lucky. If you know the car scene in Utah, you know how extremely basic it is. You know, at times there are insane cars that show up. You know, there's custom built hot rods, there's lowriders, there's insane cars with tons of money and time put into it, but mostly it's mostly the same stuff. Obviously in a state like Utah that gets a lot of snow, you're gonna be seeing things, mostly Subarus, stuff like that. I really wanted something that I could just beat on, you know. My buddy Slater, you guys have seen him in previous videos, he had a 2008 WRX. It was tuned, had some minor bolt-ons, it had some stuff done here and there. We treated that car like garbage. Like, the car itself was put together really well. There was a lot of time spent on it. I mean, we would do pulls on it and it would throw check engine lights. It shut off at 130 miles an hour once, and it took us a week to find out that the ECU had just come unplugged. The transmission literally hated us. You know, it just wasn't that reliable of a car. And I looked at Subarus for a while, and I don't know, I just couldn't commit to something like that because I wanted something like this. You know, BMWs aren't really known for their reliability, but I will tell you firsthand that I am not nice to this car at all. There is not a single day of its entire life that it's been driven that it has not seen full throttle pulls at least up to 100 miles an hour. I drive the absolute nuts off of this car, and surprisingly to most people, it's held up to the abuse, like, quite a bit. I've shot a diverter valve out of the charge pipe because I made so much boost it just flew out and caused a pretty nasty boost leak. I've had coolant leaks, oil leaks, all that kind of stuff, but this car's never been out of commission for more than a day unless, you know, I'm just dumb and couldn't finish working on it, or both of the headlights wouldn't work no matter what I did with them. I looked at other cars like Focus STs. I actually really liked Focus STs at first. I really thought I was going to go with one, but I don't like front-wheel drive cars anymore. My first car was a Honda Civic. I just kind of want to stay away from it. But yeah, this car has been absolutely amazing. It's literally done every single thing that I wanted it to do. It's all-wheel drive, and so it's really good in the snow. I turned the front differential off, so it's rear-wheel drive, so it's insanely fun in the summer that I can go slide around corners and do burnouts and a bunch of other ignorant stuff. It takes my abuse. It's got a really strong motor and transmission combo inside of it, and so it just kind of holds all the abuse that I give to it, and you know, you really can't ask for a whole lot more than that. We can discuss a few more things, and then you guys can, I'll get you guys away from my face. I mean, we can go over the cars that I used to own, what kind of terrible cars I used to like. My first car was a 1998 Honda Civic that was bought for $1,500. The windows wouldn't roll up. It had a flat tire. It had a bumper that didn't match the car. Brakes were rusted out. The whole 9 yards. It was a good first car. Within the first like 3 or 4 months of owning that car, I had already chopped the muffler off of it, sort of like Honda drivers do. It's kind of a common thing that I do with actually all of my cars because I'm lazy. But that was the first car that I actually learned how to drive in. I learned how to drive stick in it. People make fun of me because this car is not stick shift. Who cares? But I learned how to drive stick in that car, did my first burnout in that car, did all the ignorant Honda stuff that you do. Blasting down the road at 120 miles an hour in the snow, drifted it sideways, slid it maybe a year after I'd owned that car. My dad had bought me some eBay coil springs because that's what I wanted. I wanted to slam the car. I was tired of my car sitting monster truck level. Slammed that thing like stupid low to the ground. I would constantly get high centered on the speed bumps out of the high school parking lot. Painted the bumper red very, very poorly. Plasti dipped the wheels black. I blew up the clutch like 2 months after I started driving it too. And had to figure out how to change a clutch because my dad kept telling me that if I did burnouts and did stupid stuff in the car that the clutch was going to blow up, and I didn't listen to him. So I learned how to change a clutch in that car, which was terrible. It's a terrible thing to learn a couple months into driving. Somebody had backed into it at the parking lot, caved in the quarter panel, got his insurance information, got all that kind of stuff. I was heartbroken. My baby, my 700 horsepower goals, Lamborghini killing Honda was no more. After all the insurance stuff was over, I ended up getting $2,300 out of it. And I ended up buying a 2003 Subaru Impreza wagon. The best looking Subarus ever made. If you tell me anything different, I'll block you from the channel and you'll never see my videos again. Not a WRX. It was a 2.5 liter TS, single overhead cam, 5-speed manual, roof rack, rusted out, steel wheels. A couple months into owning that car, I realized the clutch was slipping. Did a clutch in that one. I actually did the clutch in 2 days, if you can believe it or not. That was surprisingly easy. I thought because it was a Subaru, it was going to be hard to work on. For some reason, it's not. Subarus are actually stupid easy to work on. Put a full exhaust on it, lowered it a little bit. I didn't go crazy with the slam gang this time. I just put some basic Megan Racing springs on it, put some wheels on it, and for the first time in my life, I painted a car. I painted the front bumper on my Honda. That was about it. But this car, the clear coat was peeling. There was rust falling off it and everything. So I sanded the whole car down and gave it a fresh coat of paint. And it actually turned out pretty decent. I made the extremely stupid decision to trade it for a 1984 Toyota Supra. Probably the worst car that I've ever owned. But me, being the ignorant 17-year-old I was, nah, it's a Supra, I'm getting it. And so, as you can expect, immediately, donuts in the high school parking lot, drifting around corners, doing all that kind of stuff, doing huge brake standing burnouts to show off for people, whatever.
Oh, he's stuck. Yeah.
Go.
Okay, ready?
Clutch packs in the differential started wearing out, and so it started acting like an open diff instead of a limited slip. So instead of rebuilding the differential with a diff that I could have bought for 50 bucks, I welded it. I never really did anything with that car. I welded the diff. I got a couple more parts for it. It's really hard to source parts for that. I had to go clear up to Idaho to get parts for that car. The fuel pressure regulator went out. And so instead of, I think it was 30 PSI of fuel pressure that it was supposed to have, it had like 80, and the car wouldn't run right. It would idle terribly. I replaced the fuel pressure regulator. It still continued to do it. I replaced the injectors. It still did it. I replaced spark plugs. And so eventually I just got rid of that car. And so I just posted it up on Facebook saying, you know, someone give me $500. So I sold that car for $600, got rid of it, got it out of my life. That's pretty much my car history right there. The point is, I want a lot of cars. If this YouTube channel ends up going on the up and up, if by the grace of God somehow I start making good money to start doing YouTube full time, I'll be doing fun builds, high horsepower builds. I'll be doing them all myself. I'll be doing a lot of cool stuff. That's about it for today. Sorry it was just kind of a rant video. Most of you have probably clicked off by now because it's really boring. Thanks for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. 30 subscribers and maybe net 100 views per video. I'm still grateful for it. You guys don't have to watch these videos. I just love doing it. I love this car. I'll be making the next video a lot more exciting. Probably be doing some hood rat stuff, doing some things we shouldn't be doing in our cars. But thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you guys in the next one.